You know, my wife and I support a lot of ministries, and one of them is Charles Stanley of In Touch Ministry. Now, Charles wrote a new book, and I just finished reading. It's titled, Can You Still Trust God? What Happens When You Choose to Believe? You'll see I got all kind of spots marked in here, but there's one in particular chapter or part of a chapter that I want to read to you because it really caught my attention. And it's pretty pertinent today for a lot of reasons. Let me start this way. God isn't through with you yet, even if you failed in life in many things, like most of us have. My purpose is not to blame you or lay some kind of guilt trip on you about this, but rather to point out to you that we sometimes believe that God is finished with us because we've been taught incorrectly in the past, or we don't understand how God works. Much of what you believe God desires for you to do is based upon what you've come to believe about God through the years. What is your understanding of God today? Do you see God as a loving Father or a demanding judge? Do you see God as an intimate friend or a distant acquaintance? Do you see God as a patient, gentle teacher or an intolerant and angry guide? Do you see God as a faithful companion or someone who comes and goes from your life? Do you see Him as a generous provider or a stingy God? Do you see God as understanding you thoroughly and yet loving you completely? That's a scary one. Do you see Him as removed and conditional in His acceptance of you? The way you regard God will determine to a great extent what you believe God desires to do in your life. I thought that was really fantastic. It's something for you to think about this week. How do you see God? Do any of these things resonate with you? Are you touched by any of them? Give it some thought this week. Hey, from all of us here at The Edge, you have a great fishing season. We'll see you on the water.